I'll start playing my intro video. Yay, welcome Lori. Oh, I'm glad you can make it live today. Welcome from Utah. Beatrice from the Valley of Peace. I always love it because it rhymes and it's so fun to say. Aw. Randy, yes, multifaceted love. We are all such gems. We are figuring out the tech, coming from the heart still. This is the age of Aquarius. Here we go. All right, welcome Tina. Welcome Claudette. Welcome Lara. I often feel like, I don't know if I was a little kid in the 70s and we had the romper room and she was looking into the spiraling lollipop. Welcome, welcome. And she was naming the kids. I feel like sometimes looking into the tiny windows. And for you who are catching this on Facebook, welcome too. It's a lot more fun over here. We have a lovely background. We have some solfeggio music, and you'll be able to choose a card today, potentially, if you come on over. So look in the comments below for the Zoom link, and we will begin. All right, I'm going to feature my video. All right, beloveds, I'd like to begin, even though these are shorter office hours now, this is such a precious time to be together. And whenever two or more gather in love, great ripples happen. There's great work that occurs. And I'd like to use this opportunity always to raise our frequency, to come back to the heart, to remember who we are together, how miraculous, how precious, and how we are part of this great call, this great mythic call. If you were called to show up, if you were resonating, and for those that might just be finding this and going, what is this? If you are resonating, then you are feeling the call, the greater call on the planet at this time. For there is only really one call, and that is to awaken, and that is to love. And the heart opens when it hears truth, when it feels truth. And the heart kind of feels a little contracted when there's frequencies that it knows aren't in alignment with love. And all of us are such powerful feeling navigators. So today, as we work with the mystery, as we work with the archetypal energy, I'd like to invite you to feel what resonates with you. For we live in this great mystery, this great multidimensional mystery. I was contemplating the meaning of the Matrix because I know there's the famous movies, and many of us, as we're going through our awakening process, we're questioning, what is this place we're living? Why are we here? What is this? It's such a large question, and I'd like to just seed into the field that the true matrix, like the word it comes from, which is matter, matrix, comes from mother. It comes from mother's divine vibration, her emanation of spirit into form. And the matrix is simply this fabric of time and space that we get to play in this human incarnation. So being in this matrix is an organic process of awakening to remember that we are not just bound by this time, space, physical reality. So when we play in the mystery, when we play with archetypes, when we play with the symbolic universe, we're tapping into higher frequencies. We're tapping into vibrational states that are resonating at a higher octave, that can pull us into this great miracle, this great mystery, and open our hearts and guide us. So this is just a little download about what I've been contemplating over these last days. And sometimes we could feel that we're caught in the matrix, we're caught in a sticky web or a denser kind of energy. And what we entrain to is what we resonate with, what we are putting our intention and our attention on. So as you come here, as you come into this heart-centered, open-hearted, compassionate field, you are opening naturally to what else is there besides this dense, physical, 3D, five-sensory world that sometimes I call the mechanical universe. And now in these times we're in, we know that if we entrain too much into our devices and into fear and into thought forms or stories that close our hearts, that don't open our hearts with that resonance of truth, that it could feel very dense. It could feel very sticky, very challenging to experience love and feelings of interconnectedness, feelings of joy. That is your true nature. That is where you come from. That is where we all come from. So we come together to return and to remember where we come from and who we truly are. This is my priestess download for the day as I was contemplating all of this morning so much. Randy's saying, images in a crop circle. Here he says, I found a crop circle that's assigned to pay attention and recognize the ways that energy moves. Beautiful. Yes, so if anything resonated for you, if you feel that part of your heart that's like, yes, please. By the way, it's 11:11 here in California. We are in this miraculous field of synchronicity, of quickening. When our hearts are wide open, we step through a dimensional doorway. We step into the mystery, where the universe then gives us lots of guidance, lots of signs, lots of beauty and magic. It starts within. So today, as you receive a card or you are resonating with someone else's card, just feel that quickening, feel what that is doing for your mind, body, and spirit, knowing there's lots of good medicine, so to speak, here. I chose a card before we began, and I chose the Muse card. Let me see if I can still find it. If she's easy to find. Nope, she's not right on the top. But that archetypal card resonates a lot with me, the goddess Sarasvati. She is the one that is both the goddess of wisdom and music and mathematics, and this muse-like creativity, abundance of creativity. Welcome, Amber. When we come together and raise our frequency and open our hearts, we also open our channels to this source consciousness that flows in lots of creativity, lots of potential for manifestation from that frequency. So let's play. Let's start to feel into our hearts. Maybe put a hand on your heart, take a deep breath. Come into this space behind your hand on your heart and feel. You can give your heart a little light pressure, a little gentle touch. Feel the intention that you're bringing, the prayer of your heart, the dream of your heart. And also just feel the sweetness of your own good heart. Deep breath. Feel an area of your life that you're really seeking guidance around. There's so many ways that we are challenged, and every challenge is an opportunity for growth. So just feel for yourself where you're gonna really be listening from. Beautiful. And as I shuffle now these, you can gently open your eyes if they're closed. As I shuffle these beautiful alchemical cards, just taking in the peacock feathers and the triqueta, the symbol of the triple goddess. And in this case, the three circles or spheres could represent the alchemical goddess's invitation into union, grace, and freedom. All right, my loves, and once again, come on over to the Zoom link below. If you're finding me on Facebook now, come where you can see this beautiful background. The background today is emanating a frequency that is connected to the archetype of the goddess of compassion, because we really could use all the compassion that we can get. Oh, Joyce is asking for a group reading today, if possible. We can begin with that, Joyce. Thank you for that request. I love your participation in all ways. When you're resonating with something that has come up with a card or a transmission, and you let me know, it's like a dialogue. I love that. So let's pull a card for the collective, for all the beings that are here and all that will receive this later on the replay. Take a sip. Okay. Diving in. I just spoke about her, the alchemical goddess. So this is the card for the collective today. And you can see her sitting in these flames. This flame is this inner fire, this Shakti, this aliveness, this creative fire. And it is divine ecstasy, ecstasis divinitas. And sometimes to experience this creative fire, this divine ecstasy, we need to first burn through the dross. The dross as the old patterns that no longer serve us. The dross as the habitual thought forms that keep us cycling around and round. The dross as the dense, egoic kind of tightness in our mind, body, and spirit. So she is inviting us, like I spoke before when I showed the back of the cards and the triple spheres or circles. She's inviting us into union, grace, and freedom. Her expression is, I am union, I am grace, I am freedom. These are very, very high frequency cities, so to speak, in yogic terminology. And she's sitting in the alignment of her rainbow light body, her chakra system, all the lotuses blossoming, all the energy flowing, and this corona of light, like saints. Because ultimately, as we awaken to how miraculous we are, our own bodies become this transmuter of that which is dense, and then this emanation of that which is flowing and ecstatic and open to express love, grace, union, all these high frequencies. So for the collective, she's the great transmuter. Her word is also transmutation or transmute, rather than to simply transform a thing. Transmutation is permanent, it is radical. When you think about like the toys, the cars that become giant robots, they're transformers, but they can change and then change back. Transformation can be like a moment and then aha, but then the patterns could come back. So transmutation is a deep alchemical change, like that caterpillar into the butterfly. That never goes back. So you can see that butterfly right there. So for us in the collective, I ask you this deepening question. I ask this inquiry to you. What needs to be held in the alchemical fire in your life? What is the lead that is asking to be alchemized into gold right now? What is that core nigredo? Nigredo is an alchemical word for like the compost, the pattern, the stuck energy, the dross. What is that can be alchemized into the philosopher's stone? They talk about the philosopher's stone going from the dense kind of dark black or metallic and burning and becoming red, then white, then going through the kata pavonis, the rainbow colors, before becoming gold. So what needs to be transmuted in love so that you can walk as love, for love? What needs to be radically, not just transformed, but alchemized, burned in these holy fires, so that you can truly open to your corona of light? Do you know that the word crone, wise woman, crone, comes from corona, from that corona of light, that inner light that we all have? So this is our collective reading and our collective inquiry today. And I'm wondering how that's resonating, if that is bringing things up for you when I ask, what is that core lead? Because for alchemy to happen, there needs to be some elements, some ingredients. You need something that's getting changed radically, and that's a pattern. That's that stuck looping thought forms, that whether it's overgiving, busyness, low self-esteem, whatever that dense energy is, how it expresses for you. Really feel into what that lead is. And then the container, the alchemical crucible, is your body. It is your beautiful body temple of light. And then you need a catalyst, and that's that holy fire. That is the energy of your prayer, your intention, your attention, your concentration, and your willingness to feel that fire. The integration that happens when you feel, and then the alchemy that happens, a transmutation into that higher octave, that more rarefied, higher frequency, vibrating quicker gold of consciousness, which is self-love, compassion, inner peace, all these higher frequencies, just like her saying, I am union, I am grace, I am freedom. So what comes up for you? Joyce says, thank you, Eden. Beautiful card, powerful, presentient message, prescient. Ooh, that's a good new word for me, prescient. Love it. Thank you, Joyce. Lori asks, and then let's just ring the bell before we move on. If it's not about this card, if there's anything else that comes for this card, just pop it in the chat. And for you on Facebook, come on over. Come if you can choose a card. All right, I'm gonna officially ring my bell, not just through chaos here. All right, to the union, the grace, the freedom that comes from within and ripples without in the collective. Blessed be. All right, Lori says, if we would like a card, do we ask a question or just a general card for the medicine we need? I would love a card. If I may request one off camera. Yes, you can have a reading off camera. I know that some of us feel a little shy and we don't want to be part of the recording, and that is fine. Would you be willing to let us hear your voice, Lori? Let's see if I can find you and ask you to unmute. Hello. If you can unmute.
Hello.
Hi,
I'm
Lori.
here.
Welcome.
Thank you. I have COVID or I would come on camera.
No worries.
I'm kind of in bed, so.
Yeah, well, it's like this opportunity to deeply rest and attend to yourself, and you get to be here. You said you're usually catching the replay, so I'm glad
It's lovely to be here.
I'm glad to hear your voice.
Thank you.
I'm gonna shuffle the cards, and my guidance is, instead of asking a specific yes/no question, to bring into heart and mind an area of your life that you would like to receive the archetypal guidance from, four rather, and then just listen and you'll start to make connections as the archetype comes through. You'll start to really feel what this is for and how you can apply it.
Okay.
Sound good?
Sounds great.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so what you've probably seen before is I'll fan out the cards and then I'll go very slowly, and it's up to you to tell me now or yes, and then I'll choose the card that I stop on. All right. Ready, love?
Yep. Right there.
Oh, right there?
Yeah, I felt it immediately.
Right there?
The what? Go over just a little to my right.
Is that your right?
Like one more over.
That one.
That's the card right there.
Oh, wow, that was fast. Okay. Wow. Okay, this is a powerful card. I just want to preface this by saying 13 years ago when I dove into this mystery school training, I had a lot of resistance to this archetype because we are so afraid of the unknown and we're so afraid of the dark collectively. And she is such a benevolent, loving guide through the dark, through the unknown, and through faces of love that are darker, more challenging, like illness, loss, betrayal. It is no coincidence that today, as you are healing from this illness, that she's coming. And she's called the Queen of Death. And she is riding silently on the river Styx with her night blooming jasmine, the silent bat that uses echolation. And can you see really subtly the face inside that boat, bow of the boat? It's a black panther, her ally through the underworld. And for many of us, especially light workers and very sensitives, we tend to want to go into the archetypes like the goddess of love or the great mother or the goddess of compassion, which this field is set in. But this is the archetype that brings us back into balance, in the rest, in the stillness. Her mantra is, I trust, I release. I trust, I release. So as you're in this forced stillness, she's inviting you to trust that there's things your body is releasing, perhaps patterns you can release, ways of thinking that you can release, outdated, outmoded relationships or relational dynamics you can release. She's inviting you into the deepest trust, even in the discomfort, even in the suffering, physical, mental, emotional. I know that COVID has brought up so much fear for the collective. I know that beings who have been suffering with COVID in the past and potentially right now have suffered more emotionally and mentally than they would have ever imagined. So she is inviting you into this deep alchemy through the discomfort, to trust the process, to trust that this is for you in some way. And there may be other areas of your life, not just this particular moment where you're resting with the illness. She is the archetype that in her shadow, we can fall into depression, stagnation. That being said, in her light, we can soften and open into such trust of the unknown and navigate with this deeper sensitivity through the dark times. So for all of you listening, if this is striking a chord, because I know there's a lot of unknowns and a lot of suffering, that she can come with her cool, soft guidance and help us through. There are many little deaths in this life, especially of the ego mind, many, many little deaths. And every death is an opportunity for transformation, transmutation, and rebirth. So she's here to invite us to let go. Let go. Set sail, set sail. one thing becomes another in the mother, set sail. So Lori, I hope you found some resonance in this wisdom from the goddess. Yeah, she's saying this card is so perfect for me right now on so many levels. Blessed be. And for everyone else that was resonating, feeling the truth, your heart opens, that's medicine for you. Blessed be.
Thank you so much, Eden. That was more than perfect. I knew that was the card as soon as you spread them out, and there couldn't have been a more perfect archetype for me right now in so many ways. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're so welcome, beloved. Thank you. Glad you could be here. Powerful. So I chose the Muse, and I got the full archetypal card, and Lori chose the Queen of Death, and they are directly across from each other in the wheel of 13 moons, because there are 13 moons in one year, and each of these archetypes has a counterpart, and the medicine is often very interesting when you blend them. I chose the turquoise frequency of divine child innocence. And when we go through the Queen of Death ritual in my year-long training, we go into a deep soul retrieval of those parts of our divine children that we have lost, that we've lost in this matrix that gets dense sometimes in this world of trying to fit in and belong and being in our more personality selves. And so we retrieve that innocence too. They really have a beautiful alchemy together. All right, who else would like a reading? There's a way to raise your hand if you scroll down to the bottom bar and go into reactions and click the little arrow. I see Pat. Okay, beloved. And if that's challenging, we can, for others, you can just pop it in the chat too. Welcome, Pat. I'm going to put you on with me.
Hey, thank you.
Good to see you, love.
It's nice to be with everyone.
Good to have you here. So you've been here before, and you know that this is going to be an archetypal tool, frequency, or goddess for you. Let's see what arises from these beautiful 13 moon oracle cards that our fairy goddess mother has brought into this world, Ariel. All right, Pat, are you ready? Okay, going very slowly. You tell me when.
Yes.
Ooh, you got a sacred tool of the wise woman who we spoke about. We just talked about the corona of light being part of the wise woman and the crone. And you are in that phase of life, the wise woman whose light is emanating. And this, I'm going to put on I'm going to put my spotlight on bigger, and then I'll pop you back in for a minute just so everyone can really see the card. Hold on one sec. All right.
Okay.
So this is the sacred tool of the staff and the word attune. And you can see that it's like a caduceus, that there is this golden snake rising up over the crystal, and then the wings that are spreading there. And so, Pat, the wise woman walks softly and carries a big stick. She's attuning to the environment around her. She's feeling the subtle vibrations, and she's walking softly, but she knows sometimes, I don't know why this is coming for you, sometimes it's necessary to also be like the Zen teacher and give a little whack with the Zen stick.
Okay.
Speak truth with coyote medicine. That means that if you've had a history of being very sweet, very soft, very kind, it's not that you're not kind, it's that the wise woman can also bring the trickster in. She can bring this energy that is like, banging that staff for attention. Excuse me, excuse me. What's real here? And coyote medicine sometimes looks like humor. It could look like shaking people up off their comfortable, whatever, perception perch. This can be a tool for you to navigate with those in your life. And it's also a tool of just feeling, how can I attune to the environment I'm in? And all of the sacred tools are actually within our body. So you can feel the staff as the central channel, as your own attunement to your own being and the frequencies that are running through the center of your core, of your being. And of course, this beautiful Isis or Horus winged solar disk here represents the awakening of your vision, of your third eye. Because when you're really attuned, you can feel this seeing through the appearances, right? Seeing what's really there, the light behind all appearances. Yeah. So
Thank you.
Come on over from Facebook from the link below, and you can see much better. Yes, Pat. So hopefully there was a couple pieces. There's the attunement, and her phrase is, I simplify, I resonate. I simplify, I resonate. Right. So wisdom, wise woman. Thank you, Pat. Great to see you. I hope that resonated. Beautiful. And for others that were tuning into that card and feeling that open their heart with truth, that was resonance. Resonance is that ringing again. One tuning fork is struck and the other goes woo and rings and sings with it. So one of the fun sayings about the wise woman before we move on is that wisdom cannot be bought, taught, sought, and it's not what you thought. Wisdom is this rarefied field that vibrates from heart knowing. It's a much deeper truth than just intelligence or information. Wisdom. All right, we're going to do one more reading. I see Dia Therese with her hand up. Hi, love. Would you come on with me? Welcome. Wait, let's ring the bowl for the staff of attunement. We're going to mute you. You got two devices going at the same time. It does not work. Oh, no. So, unfortunately, you can't be on your phone and your computer and be unmuted. It does that kind of feedback loop. So we're going to try to figure out how to hear you. Because Dia Therese, I think one of the issues was that you couldn't speak through your computer or be heard. Is that why you have your phone going too? Let's see what she's up to. Okay, maybe we're going to, Dia, can you be heard on your computer instead of your phone?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes. Perfect.
Oh, so I put my phone in the other room.
Okay.
And the computer has been working. Now, if this is interference, I'll turn the phone off.
No, this is much better. Much better.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, let's ring the bowl first. We're ringing the bowl for the staff of attunement for the one to take that in deeply. Yes. And now we're going deeper into the mystery with you, beloved. All right. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm going to shuffle the cards first. Let's get them newly arranged. Feel into your heart as I'm doing this. What might be the inquiry, the area of your life. All right. Here we go. Ready? You tell me when. Coming down to the last two.
Yep, I know, but it was,
This one?
yep, I was tearing up.
Okay. Oh, well, this is a lovely synchronicity. You see this frequency that we're in? That's what you got. You got
Wow,
this is all about compassion, beloved.
wow.
Hold on, I'm gonna put myself a little bigger for a second, and then I'll pop you back in with me, just so everyone can really see that. The transcend card.
Oh, it's beautiful.
That beautiful upward triangle, and beneath it is the whole Shri yantra. And this beautiful card is the frequency card for the goddess of compassion. Pop you back in here. Yes, my love. So whenever you get this particular card, not only are you looking at where more compassion is necessary for self and others, you're really looking at being asked to raise your frequency with that violet flame, that highest vibratory frequency in the whole spectrum of frequencies, rainbow light. This one is about purifying the mind, erasing all record and memory from all of our bodies, physical, emotional, mental, that are out of alignment with divine outpicturing, purifying with the violet flame so that you can transcend those dense, remember we were talking about the stickier parts of the web, so that you can pop through and really have a higher perspective. Then you can recognize what's real, what's true, to seed a new pattern into your life. Because her phrase is, I recognize, I seed. Think about that in the garden of your reality. When you transcend, you get out of the mud, you get up out of the dents, and you come up into the flower of the lotus. And then you recognize all the beauty that surrounds. You recognize what's real. And then you can seed from that place in consciousness.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful, and so appropriate.
So glad that
Thank you.
resonated. Yeah, your tears are really touching my heart so much.
Well,
I feel your heart so open. I feel you in alchemy so deeply.
And my throat chakra, oh my goodness gracious, it's just trust, truth.
Yeah, beautiful.
Thank you, Eden. Thank you.
So sweet. So good to see you, love. Let's ring the bowl. To that rising out of the mud, and knowing that that mud is also nourishment for that lotus, that everything is happening for us, not against us. Everything that seems to create suffering is a pathway to grace, that we can transmute it and alchemize it in love. Blessed be. I feel so grateful for Ariel. I know that some of you have been here when she was here. That was really special. And this deck, and I do want to remind you that she has a small deck that in itself is a wonderful tool, and it's on holographicgoddess.com. And for those who are considering coming through the year-long Mysterium 13 Moon Priestess training, we begin in January. So I'm committed in this arc of time until that begins to keep showing up in service to our collective awakening, to this heart community, to keep weaving together. And then for those of you that really feel called, please check out the page for the Mysterium on my site. And you can scroll back up on the chat to find my site. It's just simply EdenAmadora.com. And I'll include it with the replay, because that is such a powerful transmutational journey through 13 moons of working with these beautiful goddess archetypes very deeply. And I know that if you're here, you're doing great work by your showing up in your lives more heart-centered, more heart first, letting the mystery guide you more, that if you're attracted to this, that you are a part of the mythic call, that you are heeding that call. And I bow to you and I thank you so much, beloveds. It's so good to be with you, and I send you only love. Until next week, I'm going to have a special guest come back and meet with me and our brother Argon. So good to see you. I'm putting everybody in gallery view before I'll remove my spotlight, and then let's wave goodbye. Bye, everyone. Much love. Much love. Bye for now. See you.